eternity.
Okay, welcome back. Let us continue. Load. The witch's move. Oh boy.
Maria.
Yeah, scene change.
今日のお昼にお外で私たち会ったわよね。
Yes, you did. I love it that it's them two here, and then in between of them, is Beatrice.
女の人に。あれは誰？
I mean, do you even need to ask? I guess, just to confirm, but yeah.
おお、何度も言ってる。ベアトリーチェ。
Oh, that was a lot less enthusiastic, but I guess she is tired of saying it, yeah.
マリアは以前にベアトリーチェと会ったことがあるの？
毎年会ってる。
See her every year.
毎年？この六軒島のお屋敷で？
おお。
じゃわからないでしょ。そうなの？
That wasn't that much different from but sure, yeah.
いつから会ってるの
？That is the question.
何年前から？
おお。
Since baby?
わかんない。
わからない？どうして？
And before it's exactly 6 years ago when battlers start not coming here.
去年？一昨年？
もっと前から。おお。
Rosa was aghast. Only the Ushirimiya mansion existed on this island. Yeah. And if she's been here all this time, what does that mean, Rosa? What does that mean? So there was no way that there were any humans other than themselves on this island. And yet, Maria said that she had been meeting with that suspicious woman every year during the family conference. Yeah. If what Maria said was the truth, then that strange woman called Beatrice had been at the family conference every year. Yup. That's insane. Is she saying that some eerie woman was at the family conference every year and none of us even ever noticed it? Even though Rosa had just met herself a couple of hours ago in the rose garden, she was overcome with a strange emotion which told her not to accept her existence. Okay. Just by vibe you're going with the battler route. Okay. What in the world did I meet earlier today in the rose garden as the typhoon grew close and the windows blew strong?
マリア、あなたは毎年彼女と会ってると言ったわね。
That's what she says.
会って何をしてるの？
Practice witchcraft. I don't know. Praise her name.
お歌を歌ったり、魔法を習ったり。
Sing songs, huh? I would love to get a musical number by Beatrice. Don't know if it's gonna happen, but I don't know. That's another, another point towards Jessica's Beatrice idea, because Jessica had a song So, if you sing songs, yeah, no. It's, I guess a more Halloweeny thingy, just singing which songs, I don't know.
魔法陣の書き方も習うの。
Right? All part of the course.
そう。それはすごいわね。マリアがよく自由帳に落書きじゃない、魔法陣を書いたりしてるわよね。
Yes, sir. Yes, ma'am.
それも彼女に教えてもらったの。
Oh, she's reaching for the bag.
ベアトリーチェにね、お手本書いてもらうの。ほらほら、見て見て。
Maria joyfully fished around in her handbag. Then she took out a notebook and started opening its pages. Most of the pages were covered with drawings that were literally scribbles. All of them were occult-like things. And while it might sound rude to Maria, who was joyfully flipping through the pages, they were all creepy.
ほらこれ、ベアトリーチェが書いてくれた。
Beatrice is gonna make you her protege. On each page Maria opened to, there was another eerie magic circle that had been drawn. Yeah. Imagine if this, in this version, now that you flipped through the notebook, if in this version people die in the same fashion again and they see those magic circles, they're gonna be like, what the fuck, Maria? Unless Maria doesn't show this to anyone else and Rosa happens to be the first one to die. Furthermore, at a glance, Rosa realized that Maria hadn't drawn them. The strength of the strokes, the thickness of the lines, how clean the shape was. This by itself wasn't enough to guess the background of the person who had drawn it. But it was enough for Rosa to understand that it was definitely someone older than Maria, yeah. Rosa had to accept it now. There really was a person on this Rokkanjima who she hadn't even known existed. And this person had been playing with Maria during the family conference every year. Spooky.
マリア、その魔女のベアトリーチェはここに住んでいるの。それとも私たちのように島の外に住んでいるの？
おう、ベアトリーチェはロッケン島の魔女だからこの島に住んでる。
じゃあ親族会議のない日にもこの島にいるというのね。
So it would seem, yeah.
おう。
じゃわからないでしょ。どうなの？
She's getting mad at her again. Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh. I can't believe it. I can't believe it. How long has this unknown witch been living on this island? I used to live on this island. I lived on this island, passing the time in the mansion, in the rose garden. And even so, I never encountered a witch like that. Never. I think... The storm rages on. Yeah. A storm to indicate a scary realization she was forced to come to. headache once again, maybe.
Mama!
頭が痛い。
I was probably getting a little mixed up with my memories from when I was a young girl. Were you now? When I was a young girl, unlike Maria, I was very frightened of witches. Sure. So for me, the name Beatrice was a synonym for something frightening. So it must be that my feeling of fear from my days as a young girl has been revived because a woman calling herself that has appeared. She couldn't be a witch. She's obviously a human calling herself Beatrice, right? Oh, yes. That witch entrusted me with an envelope. What in the world could that be? Okay, here we go. Let's see what's in the envelope. Rosa pulled that Western envelope out of her pocket. It was the Western envelope which bore the Ushiromiya crest which Kinzo used on his personal letters. And it had even been sealed with the red sealing wax by the head's ring which Kinzo held. Well, I think it was on Beatrice's hand, last we saw. Which meant this envelope belonged to the Ushiromiya head. In other words, it was from father. Why was a woman calling herself Beatrice holding it? And why did she give it to me? That's right. I'm sure she said to read this aloud at the dinner. What in the world could be written inside? I think in episode 1 it was the declaration or for the hunt of the game, like she's participating and yeah, good luck. Anxiety gripped Rosa, as if opening this envelope might release some kind of monumental disaster. However, at the same time, a little curiosity sprouted up, causing her to want to find out what was written inside before the other siblings. I mean, yeah. Using common sense, one could guess that a huge decision somehow related to father's inheritance was probably written inside. Good guesswork, good guesswork. Actually, since he had given it to a woman calling herself Beatrice, there was no way that wasn't related, yeah? Did this mean that he wanted the inheritance split between, not between 4, but between 5, including her? I think the episode 1 letter at the dinner table last time said that Beatrice has come to claim what is rightfully hers, unless you can figure out the riddle or something like that, right? That she has taken the possession of the ring. Something like that, yeah. I need a large sum of money, and I can't wait long. I do feel like a sinful daughter for discussing the distribution of father's inheritance while he is still alive. However, I am no longer at a stage where I can afford to keep everything pretty. Yeah. Sometimes you just gotta do what you gotta do. And I'm even consulting with Rudolf Nisan and Eva Nisan in order to get some money out of Kraus Nisan. Yeah? with myself in this situation. I can't help but sense something ominous in the appearance of the witch. Yeah. What could be written in here? I don't know. Let me just check. We are still recording. Good. I'm sure there must be something frightening written. Shall I first read it secretly myself? Then the letter is no longer valid because the wax seal has been tarnished or opened or, yeah. The witch had requested it be done at the dinner table when everyone was gathered. However, in that case, couldn't she just read it aloud at the dinner table herself? I don't think she's participating. It would be wild if she was, but I don't think she is gonna, take part. Why did she go to all the trouble of entrusting it to me? Yeah. I'm like at this point I'm pretty locked on with the idea that she is physically here and everyone can see her. But I'm still holding out some doubt that someone like Battler might not see her. But we'll see. Mostly locked in on that everyone can see her. Did that mean basically that it didn't matter whether I secretly read it beforehand? Think. It would be better to secretly read the contents first. I mean, yeah, but... I mean, that would give you an upper hand, but it would lessen the... you couldn't verify afterwards if that was a real letter or a reused envelope with new contents because it doesn't have the sealed seal. I understand that it would be breaking my promise, but this is no longer the time to keep things pretty. It would probably be good to discuss it with Eva Nesan and Rudolf Nisan, depending on the contents. Nesan and the rest are always really good thinkers when it comes to this kind of thing, yeah? As I gulped and put my hand to the red sealing wax, is someone gonna interrupt? Maybe Maria? Beatrice? Something suddenly pulled on my sleeve, and I let out a small shriek. I'm assuming that's gonna be Maria.
Maria nana.
Wow, the actual panic on her voice.
驚かせないで。何？
おー。
Witch in gold, Symbolo.
ダメ。
Ooh, the commanding side of Maria. Maria was making the same ominous expression Rosa had seen on the witch, sending a tingle up her spine.
ベアトリーチェはママに、その手紙は晩餐で読みなさいって言った。
There we go, there's the creepy Maria.
魔女の約束は破っちゃダメだよ。
違うわよ。ちょっと封筒を見ただけじゃない。約束は守るわよ。
Definitely. Wow, the difference in their faces. Smug, creepy, distressed, and well, tired almost.
ママもいつもマリアに約束は守りなさいって言ってるもんね。ママももちろん約束は守るわよ。
ママはいい子。
Wow, it must feel so creepy to hear your own little daughter say Iko, which is usually what Japanese say to little kids. Iko, Iko.
その笑い方可愛くないからやめなさい。
おー。
そういえばマリアも封筒をもらったわよね。中にはなんて書いてあったの？
開けてない。ベアトリーチェは開ける時が来るまで開けちゃダメって言った。だから大事に持ってる。
そうマリアはベアトリーチェの言うことはちゃんと聞くのね。
Yeah, I mean, as you should.
マリアはベアトリーチェの弟子だからお師匠の言うことはちゃんと聞くの。
There we go, disciple.
そう
Yeah? Rosa realized something, the disciple part, or mixed in with Maria's gaze was the light of a person other than Maria. Oh? If she broke the rules and opened the envelope here, Beatrice would definitely find out about it. Yeah. Because Maria was the witch's disciple. Yeah. And since you are scared of Beatrice, you better not break the promise. Maria communicated with that witch.
ママは約束を守るわ。だから安心するようベアトリーチェに言ってね。
伝える。
ねえマリア、ベアトリーチェとお話をしたいんだけど、どうすれば会えるのかしら。
Knock on her door. Knock on her door? I think it's that simple. No, probably not. I don't know.
知らない。ベアトリーチェはとても気まぐれだからいつも突然姿を現すの。マリアからは会う方法を知らない。
Do something that would make it amusing for her to witness personally, so that may be a way to make her appear.
でもね、いつもマリアのことを見てるの。だからマリアが困っていると後できっと助けてくれるの。きっとね、姿を消してマリアの近くに隠れてるんだよ。
That laugh, and that was a long one too.
その笑いをやめなさいといつも言ってるでしょ。
Don't don't do that style of laughing. Don't do this, don't do that. Wow. Ooh. Rosa reflexively hit Maria on the head. That put a stop to Maria's laughing voice, but it wasn't able to erase the ominous color that had risen to her eyes. Ooh, confidence? Rebellious? Look. Rosa made a pact with herself. She swore that, at least until they left this island, she would not leave Maria alone. Okay, okay. That's an idea. So... That's interesting because I'm pretty sure that Maria will survive alive until the end. So does that mean that this time Rosa will survive too, or will Maria just witness Beatrice killing them all? I don't know. Also, this is a scary word in the context where we have witches in stories. You know, devils, witches, those kinds of beings. Yeah. whenever you use the word pact. It's like, did you accidentally just make an actual pact and something terrible will happen if you break it, even if it's not intentional? We'll see. Maybe something bad will happen if she ever leaves Maria's side now. She couldn't allow an unknown being to make direct contact with her daughter anymore. Okay, that's some motherly, protective nature. Plus points. Yeah, and scene. Ooh, 6 p.m. Furniture and people. Okay.
Maria, 戻ってこねえな.
So probably more canon related then. Okay. Considering we went back to Jessica. Let me actually check any changes here. Probably not. Yeah, she was ushered into the VIP room, which no one had been allowed to use in the past. Okay, now. Yeah. So, I'm not sure if it's just the perspective, but according to this height system here, or the full character image, Jessica is way shorter than Beatrice. Which, fair enough. Yeah, and Rosa would be shorter too. Yeah. Natsuhi could fit the size. Okay. Oh, let me just check. I don't think there's anything in the tip section, but just to check. Yeah. Yeah, Maria hasn't come back.
またローザおばさんに叱られてるのかな?
Good guess. Kind on point, but at the same time, Ever since they had met Maria in the airport, she had constantly been making a huge fuss about Halloween. Yeah. It's actually funny because it's in IRL, Halloween is approaching. 15 more days. Or 16, I don't know. But it seemed she had cut loose a little too much. And acted a little boisterous on the plane, on the boat, and during lunch. Because Rosa had warned her several times. In times like that, Auntie Rosa would rarely scold her in front of people. More commonly, she would call Maria into the shadows and scold her when they were alone. But the fact that that is known too is So, since Maria had been called off somewhere, they thought she must be getting scolded. Fair, okay. When they looked at the clock, they realized that it was almost 6. They couldn't really imagine that Maria had been being scolded this whole time. Perhaps it had come time for some anime she watched every week to start, or something. I don't know. She had probably just decided to stay in the mansioned parlor. Yeah, reasonable guess.
ひょっとすると、バトラ様がお目覚めになって、一緒に遊ばれているのかもしれませんね。
Okay, yeah, he was taking a nap, yeah.
マリアちゃんにとって、バトラ君は新しい友達のような感じだったろうからね。
True.
そのバトラ君と飛行場でハロウィンごっこをするのが、きっととても楽しかったんだよ。
バトラもずいぶんはしゃいでたな。あいつ、図体はでかくなったってのに、 中身は昔から全然変わらねえぜ。
That's fun. Also, what is it? Kids and the elderly are more responsive or reactive to the supernatural. So it is weird that Battler seemingly still can't see Beatrice, or wasn't able to see Beatrice despite, him being a child at heart.
そうですね。バトラ様は6年前のままでいてくださった気がします。
シャノンは6年前のバトラ君のこと覚えてるんだ。
Yeah, seemingly so.
ええ。何しろ、大層お元気な方でしたから。
僕も6年前に4人で遊んだことを思い出すよ。
Sure.
シャノンはだいぶお姉さん風だったね。
そうだな。今よりしっかりしてた気がするぜ。
More level-headed back then. Love does weird things to you, I guess.
それは、あの頃は身の程わきまえておりませんでしたもので。
And now you do, when you are a supposed furniture, acting like a person being in love with you, George.
いろいろと失礼いたしました。
No, I get it. It was more, not regarding that. It was more regarding just, I guess the social manners.
いいよ。そんな礼儀云々は。
Yeah, her being a servant and them being basically her employers.
仕事中はともかく、こうして休み時間に過ごす時の僕らは、あの頃から変わらない。仲良しで居続けたいね。
Yeah, that would be wonderful.
そうだぜ。使用人のシャノンとオフの時のサヨは使い分けていいだろう。
using the name Sayo openly.
奴隷じゃないんだぜ。使用人の仕事をしてるだけじゃないかよ。
Sure.
私はシャノンとは、サヨとは一番古い友人だと思ってるぜ。
Aww.
ありがとうございます、お嬢様。
It seemed that Shannon understood what lurked under Jessica's words. Because she had heard a little bit from Jessica and Kanan about what had happened between them. Apparently, George had also been informed about that, more or less. I can never get over the fact that George's glasses are almost fully fogged up always. Like, he seems the nicest person, but the fact that his glasses are reflecting light like that makes it seem like he could turn evil at any point. I don't know. Just a wild idea. George approached the window and looked up at the darkening rainy sky.
カノン君はまだ幼いのに考え方が少し背伸びしてるところがあると思うんです。
いや、もうよしてくれよ。まあ私も雰囲気に流されてたところはあったと思うしさ。まあシャノンたちのことを見て、ちょっと羨ましいとか思って気がせいていたところもあったかもしれねえな。
I mean, yeah, fair. Even if that's not fully the truth of why you initially got into Kanon. But sure, yeah. I would believe that.
私のことなんかどうでもいいだろ。
Come on.
それより、ジョージ兄さんたちの方はどういう感じなんだよ。
They're fucking every day.
だいぶいい感じなんだろ。
どうなんでしょう。
I wonder, huh?
とてもいい感じだよ。
There we go. Thank you, George. Shannon? Oh, did I skip a line? No. I thought I skipped a line because I kind of pressed enter double 2 times. Shannon was lost for words, her face red, while George answered brightly and immediately. That's our George. That carefree attitude made it obvious that their relationship was proceeding so perfectly it would make anyone envious. Yeah?
焼けるぜ。ってことはシャノンもそのうち、寿退社ってわけなんだ。
Cutting up a cake pretty soon, huh?
どうなんでしょう。私にはその...
Just wait until tonight and you will be receiving probably a wonderful engagement ring.
どうなんだろうね。僕にもわからないね。
Oh, you. George laughed like he was being mean and drew closer to Shannon. It was probably the way they usually flirted when they were alone, yeah? George being the one in command, but I don't know, maybe in bed it's the reverse. I have a feeling that could be the case. Jessica could only smile awkwardly and say, yes, thank you, that's enough. Cute.
僕には夢がある。
Okay, George. Okay. How do I spin this? George, Giovanna, Jojo.
それは一国一城の主になりたいというビジネス的な野望だけじゃない。
Leader of my own domain expansion in business, okay?
生涯を共にできる伴侶と幸せな家族を築きたいという夢もある。子供は最低でも2人欲しいとか。
Okay.
家族で一緒にできるスポーツをしたいねとか。
That sounds wholesome.
他にもいろいろ。そんな話をよくシャノンとはするよ。
Okay.
こんなことを話すと、いつもシャノンには気が早いですねと笑われるんだけど。僕はこの年のうちからもう、なぜか落ち着いた老後のことを考えてしまうんだよ。元気に成長した子供たちと駆け回る孫たちと。
That is very George-coded.
そういうものに囲まれて、いつまでもシャノンと2人、ゆっくりと余生を送れたらなって。
George is not only 2 steps ahead, he is 50 years ahead.
そりゃ確かに気の早い話だぜ。でも、なんていうのか、その、ジョージ兄さんらしい話だな。
Yeah?
そんな家族に囲まれたら、さぞ素敵でしょうね。
Sure.
私が思い描いていた理想の家族も、そんな感じだったと思います。
To Shannon, who had been raised in a welfare institute, that harmonious image of a family was probably something she yearned after. Yeah, I would assume so, for many such people who live in basically, well, orphanages, or glorified orphanage, I guess in this case, I don't know. And George, who promised that he would definitely grant that wish for her, was surely a fitting person for her to spend her life with. Shannon was an important friend to Jessica, yeah? George was surely the one most fit to entrust that friend's future to. Yeah, I don't think Jessica could think of literally anyone who would even come close to granting Shannon that happiness, that guaranteed stable life happiness, other than George. I mean, obviously I don't know every single person in Jessica's life, but out of the people we know. Yeah.
まあ、水を差すわけじゃねえけど、秀吉おじさんはともかく、エヴァおばさんとかどうなわけ？
Yeah. I mean, I don't know. In episode 1, they had that nice little conversation in their room, and like, even though they put a lot of, they are very adamant about the whole know your place thing, and that was even in the prologue of episode 2 here, with Ava basically being a total bitch towards Shannon, telling her to know her place. I don't know, I feel like ultimately they would give in. You know? Like, what, do they just not trust George? Of course they do. George is literally the most important thing to them. Obviously the gold and inheritance too, but like, yeah, George is probably the best thing that happened to their lives. Wait, I pressed a weird key. Okay, I didn't end the recording. I have a new keyboard, and at the top of the F keys, there's this weird star key that I don't know what it does. I accidentally pressed it with my mic, I don't know, USB cable. Yeah, it will, but if anyone can convince her, it's gonna be George.
そんなことは誰も気にする必要はないよ。
And George is like, I got this, no problem.
僕が誰を伴侶に選ぶかは誰にもはばかられない。
Yeah, and if worst comes to worst, he will literally probably excommunicate himself from the Ushiromiya family register in order to live with Shannon.
シャノンは僕が幸せにする。
I salute you, my man.
それに誰の許可が？
ジョージ兄さん、かっこいいぜ。よくそんな恥ずかしいセリフを堂々と。昔の兄さんはそういうキャラじゃなかったと思ったんだけどな。
男子、3日合わざれば、刮目して待つべし、さ。
Okay, that's an interesting saying, what he said in Japanese.
僕だって成長する。
Yeah?
シャノンを幸せにするために、僕はもっともっと勉強して、ふさわしい男に成長するつもりだよ。
I honestly really like that. It seemed that perhaps George had some kind of awareness of how embarrassing the words coming out of his mouth were. I mean, yeah, but, you know, what can you do? You need to say those things aloud at least once to someone to declare it. His face turned slightly red, and he scratched his head.
大丈夫。
Oh, sorry.
ジョージさん。
Yeah, now I definitely pressed it twice.
母さんは確かにごねるかもしれないけど、僕に任せておけばいい。
Yeah?
親族全員に、君が僕の伴侶だと認めさせてみせる。
Who would be the most difficult? Because I was initially obviously thinking, what about Kinzo? Like, Kinzo clearly has them as servants, but like, does Kinzo actually even care? Kinzo would probably be like, yeah, sure, whatever, dude. But then again, I don't know, because Kinzo has the whole mentality from what we learned in the prologue of the I don't know, rankings of how people are ranked within the family if they come from an outside place, and his views on, I guess, women being very archaic. Hard to say. The most difficult ones would be Ava. Not so much Hideyoshi. I'm 50-50 on Kinzo, but then of course Kraus and Natsuhi. Natsuhi probably even more, because she has her own complexes. Yeah, honestly, I think anyone should be jealous of a person who's being treasured that much.
そこまで言ってもらえて、恐縮です。
っていうかよ、私はお邪魔虫なんじゃないかって気がしてきたぜ。
Yeah.
席を外した方がいいか？
Smiling awkwardly, Jessica stood up from the bed she had been sitting on. And at that very moment, the phone rang. Yeah? Before Jessica picked up the receiver, wondering what they wanted, Shannon looked back at the clock and was taken aback. Yeah, it's already 6. It seemed that she had taken too long on her break.
すみません。私、お勤めの時間を忘れておりました。これで失礼します。
Okay, cool. See ya. At the same time that Jessica picked up the phone, Shannon began dashing out of the room.
シャノン。また、いつもの時間に、いつもの場所で。
Ooh, sounds romantic.
はい。
I'm assuming it's the same place we saw in episode 1 during the night when he proposed to her.
失礼します。
もしもし、ジェシカです。
Canon or no, I'm gonna guess Canon.
ああ、ゲンジさん。
Genji, okay. That was my second guess, I guess.
はい。シャノンは今そっちに戻ってますよ。
Hey, nice cover. Not telling him that she's not just left, but is actually heading that way.
私たちが引き止めちゃったんです。
Ah, nice cover, nice cover.
叱らないでやってください。で、はい。
そっか。もうじき夕飯の準備の時間なんだね。
That's gonna be scary. Oh? Ooh, switched scene. Sure. Kitchen. Maybe it's Goda time? Many plates were lined up on the counter in the kitchen, and preparations for dinner were proceeding steadily. The number of plates that were lined up there was 19. The 19th person. That is different. That number was one more than were lined up during the family conference every year. Prepared for Beatrice, huh?
納得できません。
Cannot?
どうして私が直接お届けに上がってはならないのですか?
Because you want to make yourself look good and present your masterpieces. Okay, fair enough. What would be the reason why he can't? I guess for Beatrice's sake? Question mark? Goda-san was flaring up at Genji, paying no heed to the pot that was boiling over. Uh-oh. The master enjoys having his food alone in his study, so the food must be set out in the study. Ah. Okay, yeah, so it was just for Kinzo. Of course, this is nothing new, you understand. Sure. I was wondering if it was for the entire dinner table, but no. Just for Kinzo, and he's not coming down, obviously. Goda-san would really like to set the table for the master with his own hands, as he puts his heart and soul into his cooking. But the master had imposed a strict rule that none but the servants bearing the crest of the golden eagle could enter his study. So, while Goda-san could greet the master from outside the study, not once had he been granted the honor of carrying his cooking into the study. Fair enough. Goda-san was always unsatisfied with this. Of course, he knows he is a newcomer in terms of years of service. However, he has accumulated plenty of experience from his previous jobs, and he is strongly confident that he would be able to conduct himself properly, even in front of Kinzo, in a way that would not insult him. I don't know, maybe Kinzo just doesn't vibe with his energy, with his aura. And yet, just because he is not permitted the Golden Eagle, he still hasn't been blessed with this honor. Sure. What would Goda's aura look like? A weird question. Also, something that I don't think I've ever even mentioned or given any notice towards is Golden Eagle being the family crest, but then the big thematic name in the game being seagulls. Two very different kinds of birds. Not sure what the meaning behind or between the comparison between them is, but we'll see if there is any. Oh.
それが彼のプライドをどれほど傷つけていたか想像できるでしょうか。
Yeah, he definitely has enough pride to feel very, not betrayed, but underappreciated. Yeah. If anyone was to murder someone, he definitely would have a slight motive.
では、今夜も再びそれを蒸し返しているのかというと、そうではありません。
Yeah, it's not.
今夜は親方様の他にもお部屋まで食事を運んでもらいたいという方がおられるからです。
Other than the master who wants their food carried to their room. Beatrice.
その人物は非常に稀な賓客らしく、当主である親方様と同格の扱いをするようにきつく厳命されておりました。
Yeah?
ゴーダさんはこの賓客にぜひ自らの手で配膳してポイントを稼ぎたかったに違いありません。
Fair enough. I feel like if that encounter were to happen and he were to go to deliver food to Beatrice, Beatrice would just give a cold stare to Goda and turn him into a pile of ash.
虚栄心のお強い方でございますから。
A person of strong vanity. Yeah, that's a fun way of putting it, I guess, yeah.
親方様に配膳する資格はなくても、せめてそれと同格の来客には。昼食はどうしても手が開かず、カノンさんに言ってもらった。だから、一年で最高の晩餐である今夜の食事を、ぜひ自分の手で配膳したかったのです。
Yeah, no, I completely understand his reasonings and like his passion for wanting to do this and his, I guess, feelings of betrayal. Not betrayal, but, you know, feels like he's being put down or restricted or like not given enough credit or, yeah. I understand it.
それを源氏さんに咎められたのでございます。
That's why Genji is the goat. You know. Just know.
ゴーダさんに片翼の足がないからということのようです。再び資格がないと咎められ、ゴーダさんの堪忍袋の尾が切れてしまったのでございます。
Yeah, fair. I mean, to Goda, I don't know how much it has been drilled into him, but to him it's just a stupid crest. Like, what does that even matter? Why am I being denied for this reason?
おいたわしや、ゴーダさん。
There we go again. Heartrending. Oitawashi. Half open eye. Halfly in the shot, Kumasawa.
私は物陰からこうして見守るしかないのでございます。
Okay, quasi-narrator.
熊沢さん、油を売っている暇があったら食堂の準備をしてきてください。
Free time to dawdle around. Yeah, the saying he said in Japanese was very fitting to this scenario because the saying in Japanese is abura o utte, which means to spew around oil or to throw around oil. Basically, if you have time to do something useless, but yeah, because they're in the kitchen, the mention of oil is very prevalent in the saying.
テーブルクロスは大丈夫ですか?
What is this pose? Boxer Goda? Huh. Since? Okay. I mean, it's hard to not read into this meta voice because obviously they, for this small moment, decided to draw him a new sprite. They probably had other intentions as well and multi-used it, so there will probably be a moment in the future with this exact sprite where Goda goes fighting someone else. Okay. Wow, first being denied by Genji, just coldly and given no real reason, and then you go complain to Kumasawa and Kumasawa just laughs in your face. How must you feel, Goda? How must you feel? Boing. When it became her turn to bear the brunt, Kumasawa softly disappeared into the hall. Yeah, that's Kumasawa for you. And basically, he is another master. So like, it's not just another person with a similar rank. It's literally the master. Yeah. Yeah.
そのようなお客様相手に、源氏さんならともかくこんな子供を生かせていいのですか?
Kanon is special.
もし何かの粗相があったら失礼に当たります。
Let a child like this go to such a good... Oh, she. I guess you mean either Shannon or just literally because kid, then Maria.
確かに彼らの年季は長いですが、しかるべきところで修行をしたことがあるわけじゃない。
Served here for a long time. Yeah, I guess talking about Shannon. Unless that was a slip up and Kanon is actually a girl. Haha, no.
正直に申し上げて、お客様に接する基礎ができていないのです。
Yeah, Shannon, yeah. Goda spoke bluntly, even though Shannon was waiting right there in the kitchen. Oof. Shannon was the one who Genji had ordered to carry the food to Beatrice's room. By the ranking system among the servants permitted the Golden Eagle, Shannon was indeed the second highest ranked. Okay. If the highest ranked, Genji, was sent to the table in Kinzo's room, then it fell to Shannon to set the table in Beatrice's room. Sure. Goda's pride was always horribly injured when he was confronted with this ranking system. In times like that, he would speak out bluntly and rudely about Shannon and Kanon. Yeah, fair enough. Or, I mean, not fair enough, but yeah, okay. Interesting how, gonna be interesting how the, another meeting between Shannon and Beatrice is gonna go. Goda kept raising example after example of Shannon's past failures, making a ruckus about how this was wrong and that was wrong. As Shannon listened to this with her head hung in shame, she heard Kanon's voice from behind her. Hey. Kanon had been listening from a blind spot, leaning against the hallway side of the wall near the entrance to the kitchen, just so he could come help his sister. He probably knew that if he entered the kitchen, sparks would start to fly his way. Ah, okay. Let him rant, okay.
最低の男だ。
でも接待の基礎の勉強になるし。
Okay, Shannon.
合田さんはたくさん勉強してるからとても参考に。
姉さんは優しいね。
Yeah?
それより貴賓室のお客様がベアトリーチェ様だというのは本当なの？
昼食の配膳に行かされた時にあった。間違いなくあいつだったよ。
Okay.
そう。お元気そうだった？
Kanon remembered that he and Shannon had different impressions of Beatrice. Yeah. To Shannon, Beatrice was a cupid of love who had granted her magic to create her relationship with George. Judging by her happy expression, it looked like she couldn't wait to inform Beatrice of how her relationship with George had progressed. Yeah. However, Kanon already knew that the witch had come here with a terrifying goal in mind. Yeah. That vague witch, in the past only visible to them, had now walked in openly through the front door. And had revived enough that they could now carry food to her. Scary, scary. In the past, when she had disappeared from in front of Kanon, the witch had said something about how her own power was still weak. Now that the witch could appear openly like this, did that mean that she had finally returned to her former power? And she had said clearly that she had sown the seeds of love with the knowledge that it would fail. Yeah. She had said also, she had said clearly that the day had finally come when the door to the Golden Land would be opened.
Shannon. あいつは親方様と何かの怪しげな儀式をし、きっと想像もできない恐ろしいことをする。それには誰も抗えない。
No one can resist that. Well, you better team up with Battler then. He's the only one trying to really go against her right now. The others are scared or aligned with her.
何の話なの？
I guess Kinzo is technically like against Beatrice in a way.
あいつはやってきたんだ。親方様が求めた黄金鏡の扉を開き、すべてを黄金鏡に戻すために。
And so that everything would be returned to the Golden Land.
あいつは僕に確かにそう言った。
I think in episode 1, it was said that she not only wants the gold back, but all the interest. And the interest in this case would be everything Kinzo had built afterwards, I guess. So would that also include all the family members and their lives and whatnot? So I guess it's only inevitable that we will eventually go to the Golden Land all together. I don't know. In the past, the two of them, as furniture working for Kinzo, had been told what the opening of the door to the Golden Land meant, yeah? Therefore, even without asking a single question in response, Shannon understood everything. So, she grew deeply hopeless. Something tore at Cannon's heart as he saw her expression twist with grief. Yeah.
そんな、どうして今になって。
だから言ったんだ。僕らは家具だって。
うん。
人間の真似事なんかして恋なんかするから、僕たちの役目の終わるこの日を素直に受け入れられない。
うん。
いつかこの日が訪れることをかつては願ってた。
うん。
でもいつまで経っても訪れなくて、私たちはいつまで家具として苦しめばいいのかわからなくて。だから私思ったの。
Yeah.
安息の日なんて永遠に訪れないんだって。
僕だってそう思ってたさ。
Unfortunately, the day of reckoning is here.
でも必ずいつか訪れるって僕は信じてた。だから僕は家具としての自覚を忘れなかったんだ。なのに姉さんは忘れた。
私が悪いのね。
I mean, in a way, yeah, your actions are probably the most direct cause of it happening right here, right now, but like, it was still eventually gonna happen, so your options were basically to stay as furniture until the time comes, or to enjoy a brief moment of love and happiness. So like, I'm not blaming you too much, although it's obviously always a wrong choice to side with the seemingly nefarious and evil witch. But yeah, you would be one to see it only as your fault fully.
姉さんが悪い。姉さんさえ恋を覚えなかったら、僕たちはようやく訪れた今日を喜び合うはずだった。姉さんがくだらない未練を作ってしまったんだ。必ず去らなければならない世界なのに。
儀式は今夜始まるの。
Oh boy.
あと、あいつは僕に言った。今夜、ジョージ様は姉さんに婚約指輪を贈るだろうって。
Shannon already had an idea. That was a fact. George should have snuck in an engagement ring in his pocket today. And surely he would hand it over tonight.
あいつは姉さんとジョージ様を第二の番の生贄に使うつもりで二人の仲をくっつけたんだ。わかる？姉さんはあいつにそそのかされた上、利用されたんだよ。
そうだったの。
I mean, yeah. But it doesn't still necessarily have to be the two of you. It could still be some other people who grow close tonight.
考えたこともなかったわ。
でもあいつは言ったよ。もし今夜その婚約指輪を受け取らなかったなら、姉さんを生贄に選ばないと約束した。
Right, it's choose. Right. I kind of forgot that yeah, Beatrice herself can choose. Because Kinzo had always said the demon's roulette. And I was like, okay, I guess it's random. But yeah, no. if Beatrice is truly doing the killings, then she would choose you.
僕たちが揃って黄金鏡へ行ける確率はとても低いと思う。13人が生贄になる。生き残るのは5人だけ。その中に僕たち2人が入れる確率は本当に低い。
Yeah. Last time it was all 4 of the kids plus Natsuhi.
でも、姉さんだけでもその約束が得られるなら、確率はもっと上がる。僕はかけたいんだ。
Yeah, I mean,
黄金鏡には救いがある。
Is it though? I mean, maybe. This might be new news to me, so maybe there is salvation to you, and you will be liberated from the duty of the furniture and can start your lives as humans or something. I don't know.
僕たちはそこへたどり着き、人間を手に入れるんだ。そして姉さんと2人で人間としての人生を歩みたいんだよ。そうすれば本当の恋だってできるかもしれない。
I mean, but if she denies George here tonight, what will... That's her actual true love. I don't think she has anyone else.
かつての私たちは黄金鏡へ行けることを夢見てたね。そこへ行けばどんな願いでも叶う。
Okay.
私たちをこの苦しみから救ってくれる。そう信じてた。
However, in this ritual, only a few people, chosen by fate and chance, would be invited to the Golden Land. Yeah, here again, chosen by fate and chance, but I don't know. I guess it's still ultimately Beatrice choosing, and Beatrice being basically the fate and chance. Everyone else would lose their life as a sacrifice midway through the ceremony. Or maybe it's only the first 6 on the first Twilight who are chosen randomly. But in the past, Shannon and Kanon had thought that whether they reached the Golden Land or were made sacrifices, it would be all the same, because they would be released from their duties as furniture either way. So, in short, the ritual had been something that would definitely grant release to furniture like them. Sure.
僕は嫌だ。これまでの辛かった分を姉さんと取り戻したい。
Okay, so you're definitely on the boat that now more so that you would want to go to the Golden Land and would not want to be chosen as a sacrifice as a way to get released from being furniture. I guess, yeah.
生贄なんてごめんだ。
Right.
僕と姉さんは生き残る。そして2人で黄金鏡へたどり着く。
Right. And like it was mentioned before, there's also the idea that if one of them died or if George died, now that Shannon had grown human feelings and yeah, if any of those 3 were to die, there would be regrets and pain.
だから姉さんを第2の晩の生贄になんかさせない。
Okay.
頼むよ姉さん。あの男の指輪を受け取らないで。それを受け取らなければ、あいつは姉さんを生贄には選ばないと約束してくれた。
No, I think the promise was that she promised to not choose her as the second Twilight's sacrifice. She could still be one of the latter ones. Don't trust a witch unless you get very clear definitions.
それはできないよ。今夜の指輪はとても特別なもの。
Yeah. Probably, honestly. much more important to accept the ring than to be scared of your life.
それを受け取らないことは私の心が許さない。
姉さん、儀式の生贄は魔女が気まぐれに決めることになってる。
Sacrifices arbitrarily by her own whim.
その魔女が姉さんだけは見逃すと約束してくれたんだよ。姉さんだけは絶対に黄金鏡へ行けるんだ。
私だけ？カノン君は？
僕は魔女のゲームで十分さ。
So would this not imply that you would have regrets if Shannon was to be sacrificed as part of the game together with you? Does that not mean that you too have a human heart?
あいつの魔女なんかかいくぐってやる。
Oh, okay.
僕は無力じゃない。
Okay.
わずかの確率を無理やり掴み取ってやる。
We'll see. If not in this, in this round, maybe in the future one. But we'll see. Maybe in this round too.
僕たちのせいなんて、所詮は仮初めじゃないか。
I don't know. I kind of trust Kanon. I trust that he can pull through. But now this line makes me scared.
本当の人生を始めるために、僕たちは黄金鏡へたどり着こう。そして人間を手に入れよう。そうしたらさ、僕も姉さんみたいに恋が知れるかな。もう家具だからって人を泣かせずに済むかな。
Or Kanon.
カノン君。
Yeah.
僕はもう家具は嫌だ。絶対に人間になってやる。こんな苦しみから絶対に。
I mean, I'm honestly rooting for you. But also I don't want Shannon to deny her feelings. There were tears in Kanon's eyes. It had taken Kanon until now to notice. Yeah, he's actually super serious about this. Shannon hadn't been the only one to know and suffer the taste of love. He had too. The tears Jessica had shown him that day, and her painful smiles on all the days since, as she tried to smooth things over and brighten her mood, had slowly wrought some kind of change on Kanon's heart without him knowing it. Yeah. Scene end.
Sano.
Still the same scene. I think we're gonna end it here. I don't know how long this chapter of furniture and people still goes on, but yeah, we're gonna end it here. Because that was a scene cut, saying change. Yeah. Oh, poor Shannon, poor Kanon. Yeah. Yeah. It makes sense now that Kanon would have had a kind of a change of heart of like no longer wanting to or being satisfied with being sacrificed. Yeah. Without him knowing, his heart had been changed to more of a human heart, having tasted love. And it all comes back to the prologue of the one true element of this world is love. Yeah. I wonder if, because many of the cast members in this game are like from the same family. So there aren't too many couplings or pairs who can actually achieve like romantic stuff between them, because I don't think we're gonna go incest route. I mean, honestly, who knows, but probably not. Yeah, so like, I'm just wondering how big of a role the theme of love will play in this game, because so far it's been pretty much romantic love. Obviously there is still familial love and like loving your siblings, family members, etc. But yeah, considering it's mostly been, you know, loving the other person romantically. Yeah, if how deep we are gonna go with the theme, since we only have a limited amount of people who we can romantically pair up. I don't know. Maybe Shannon Cunnan and Jessica and George will be the innermost core set of characters in this game. Maybe. I don't know. It's kind of weird because Battler and Maria and Beatrice are like outwardly seem the most main characters, and Kinzo to a degree, but you know, he's so far removed, always in the background. So it's mostly just Beatrice, Battler, and Maria who seem like the most prevalent characters, and they are all ones who I don't see in any romantic relationships with anyone. Yeah. I guess there is the Kinzo x Beatrice pairing, but that's mostly one-sided, so I don't know. Who knows? Maybe by the end of the game we beat Beatrice by making her accept Kinzo's love. The Gilf x Beatrice coupling. Wow. Then again, Beatrice is way older, so it's fine. I don't know, we'll see. Yeah, let's save it. Save it there. Yeah, getting towards the first night. We'll see who will die. Kinda scary. Okay, cool. Patreon, early access up to 2 weeks. Links down in the description. Cool. See ya.